Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Nessa will be joining us in a few minutes. She's just getting set up, and I hope everybody can hear me and see me okay. It's Mercury retrograde, and this one has been, but I was gonna say it's also been a lot because of all the exposing and things that are going on, and we'll get another wave of it during the next Mercury retrograde and again in October, because if you guys don't notice, like usually October, like a lot of stuff gets revealed or big things happen. So I was just, Spirit was telling me that when I was getting ready to get on here, because I was like, just thinking about how crazy everything has been in the past few weeks. Also, did you guys see that they picked up NBA YoungBoy on a RICO too? And I read that they have like 63 counts against him, and they're like, he's cooked. I didn't get to see all the details because I literally was trying to finish up a phone call and rush around and get ready and then jump on here. So I just only was like, had a couple of minutes and was scrolling Instagram, and that was like the biggest story that I had seen. And I was like, oh. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Ronette. Hey, Sana. Hey, Mimi. Hi, Maddie. A month ago, he was begging for them to let him off house arrest. Like, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to him unless he ends up on like Millie's page or one of the blogs. So just every time that I ever like read on him or look at his energy or look at him, like it's always been darkness. So at least Kodak Black seems to be doing better, right? It was like we have one person who seems to have like gotten themselves to a better place, but he's scary to you. Yeah, I did a reading on him when I first started over here, and I was like, I don't know if I ever want to read on him again because it was pretty damn dark, everything that came up. So, but you know what? The other thing that Spirit's saying is sometimes in a situation like this, your ancestors will let you get caught up in a case because it's better than you, to them at least, ending up no longer earthside because you gave in to your demons or somebody got a hold of you or something like that. And I've always felt like there was like danger just constantly lurking around the corner with him. So I feel like, you know, maybe there's a little bit of that energy going on in this situation too. Hey, Ayana, how are you? Lindsay, you and the chips, man. You always make me want chips. He did say house arrest was making him really depressed. Oh, I can't like understand what he's saying most of the time. I hate to say it, but it's like a lot of times when I watch his videos, I have to go to the comments and be like, hello, is somebody gonna uh translate for me because I have no idea what the heck he was saying. So, and for everybody who's been asking where Whitney is, there she is. She's just usually when I'm on live, it's during her little baby naps. And now she's awake. So she said everybody needs to see her because she always has to be the center of attention. Come here. Oh, you smell Tory on me. That's what it is. And now you're mad. Okay. Oh, can you get off the table then, please? Hey, get down because I don't mess up those cords. Come on. Don't kick my cards off the table, please. Now I'm afraid that she's going to push all my cards off the table or jump down and get tangled in a cord. Don't go on that side. Hold on. Okay. Why she has to pick right where my tripod is behind the table to be like, that's where I'm going to jump off. I was like, oh my God, please don't knock everything over. So she looked at us, look at this trader. It's because I went and put food out on the patio for the cats outside right before I came back in to start the live. And I washed my hands, but I think my cuff of my sweater probably still smells like the cats. Oh, thank you, Ahira. It's just the Schwarzkopf color glaze and whatever brunette color that they have it in. I get it off of Amazon. But did y'all hear or see, because I didn't see this being like super widely reported on, but Dario sent it to me that I was right because Republic Records consolidated Def Jam and a couple of the other labels into one, like I said that they would, where they wouldn't have like all of these like 180 different labels under one big company, that it would just end up becoming one big label. And of course, when things like that happen in any company, in any business, including the music industry, you know, when you start consolidating things, people get laid off. So we will see some people, you know, losing their contracts. Wait, Meek got the boot? Who is he signed to? I forget. And then, because all the attention is always on him hanging out with Diddle Bopper, or Rick Ross, or Mike Rubin, or some other questionable person. So I was like, I forgot that he even was signed to anybody and even had a deal, because at this point, like, seriously, you guys, when is the last time that Meek put out any music? Because all we ever talk about is his damn tweets and like the drama that he's in, or some fight that he's in with somebody because they took a picture with somebody he didn't like. And so I was just like thinking about that earlier. Like, when the hell did Meek put out music last? So, but anyways, what I was saying is that obviously, you know, that means that people are going to get their contracts cut and things like that. But also, Atlantic posted major losses for like the third time in a year. And I've been telling you guys, because they're owned by Warner, and Warner's been taking offers for a buyout for the whole entire brand. So unless Carlos like produces a mega hit that organically hits, she can post as many videos of her in the stew as she wants to and tell everybody that her album's coming this year. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, and nobody else should either. So wait, a month ago he put out a collab album with Rick Ross. Well, nobody fucking heard about it. Why wasn't he tweeting about that instead of Wale? So, and again, guys, I've told you guys before, when it comes to Carlos anyways, if Atlantic, because she's under a 360 deal, okay, you can't sit there and boss around your label and tell them that you're going to put out music when you feel like it, or have any sort of creative control. We've talked about that endlessly, but also remember, last year she was supposed to put out her album. Then it was supposed to be the very first album that was going to come out at the beginning of the year. If Atlantic really was like, yes, Carlos, we're so supporting you and we really can't wait for you to put out this album, it would have been out already and it wouldn't have taken until now. Because she knows that this is the thing. She stepped her foot in it. she tried so hard to compete with Nicki because she let the industry and all these people that had a vested interest in trying to destroy Nicki gas her head up. And look at what's going on right now, guys. Like, you know, people who actually do have some talent, like Doja, like they sold what, like 300 pure copies of their album. Like, people are not buying music anyways, but they're certainly not going up and buying music for people that disappeared for 7 years, or people that are problematic, or look at Carisha dropped that song and nobody gave two fucks about it, right? So we're in a space now where it's like nobody's celebrating mediocre and bullshit the way that we were when, you know, she first came out. So you know, it's, see, look, and you said glow stick with plastic cups first week, 33,000 sold but zero pure sales. And you know how easy it is to fake digital sales and all of that crap and streams so that you can boost those sales to make them say that there's 33,000. So, yeah, I mean, and then she had the nerve to be clowning JT, right? But that's why we'll see people be more excited about girls like JT, because JT can actually rap, you know. And even if we think that like maybe some of the talented girls are like getting pushed to the side right now, if you don't pay attention, the tide is really turning. People are just so over the bullshit. Nobody wants any more mumble rap. You know, look at Lil Baby. Everybody was acting like, remember they were calling him the future Jay-Z? Now nobody gives two shits about him either, and I see him getting constantly dragged and people saying he sucks all the time on the internet every time I get on there. So the tide is definitely turning, and we're going to see that the girls that have been pushed to the side are going to suddenly rise to the top, and all the other ones that just, you know, got lucky because they went viral on TikTok are going to end up really flopping, and probably a lot of them will end up, you know, seeing their contracts and their deals disappear completely. Wait, hold on. I was like, what were you saying about Jacques Waves? I know. I thought that that new song sounds so cute. I like that JT is kind of finding her style and her sound, and I think like it's working for her. Well, that's the thing. A lot of these girls now, because their music's not on TikTok, also they're suffering, right? So I would like to go to JT's cookout rather than a festival with untalented people. Her show looks fun and upbeat. It does. Like, you know what her shows remind me of? Because I had reposted Two Shorts Blow the Whistle in Patreon, and I was saying, like, you know, it was such a fun time to live through the hyphy movement, like in the Bay Area. And, like, you know, that was, and I remember how much people were freaking out back then, thinking, like, oh my God, this is so dangerous and the worst thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, Hyphy would like to have a conversation with you about drill music, but I was just saying, like, you know, nobody can do justice to that song when they remix it. And it's sometimes when you sample stuff, it backfires because it makes people just want to go listen to the original, right? But I was just thinking that, you know, JT's backyard cookouts, like, they remind me of like the Bay Area performances that we used to have, like with E40 and Too Short. And it would be like kind of like that vibe and everything. And everybody would just be chilling and having fun and getting crazy and dancing. And like, it was good vibes. So, but that's just what it really reminded me of. You like the preview? I can't wait for JT to release more of her solo music. And listen, this is the thing though. She's doing the thing that I've been saying that all of these other girls needed to do, which was actually build a real fan base, put boots on the ground, get out there and shake people's hands, interact with them, That's what Nicki did. That's what Lady Gaga did. That's what Taylor Swift did. And that's why they have like some of the biggest fan bases in the world. That whenever, you know, Taylor Swift does put out her 11th remix album of the same damn fucking album, it always goes number one because she built that fan base. So that was crazy for Glow to think that she was gonna fix her lips to call JT ugly. And I don't think that Glow is ugly. I really don't. But I also don't think that JT is ugly by any means. I think that JT is far prettier than Glow. And because of that, you know, it's like maybe you shouldn't talk if you don't look better than somebody else. And especially, you know, if Sweetie had to get you together, uh, Sana, stop. Let's see. I had to unhide Pretty Gangster. Okay, you got it, Lindsay. All right. It was like, Sana, watch your fingers, girl. Which, by the way, Sana said, because, you know, we were talking about Bigfoot and how she's in the middle of her plastic surgery journey. And should we call her Plastic Pony now or come up with a different name for her other than Mucus? And Sana suggested Regina Horse, which I think is perfect. So, you know, if you ever hear Mucus or Regina Horse over here, we are referring to Bigfoot. Taylor Swift literally created a channel and had it play nothing but her on DirecTV. Wait, she did? I never knew that she did that. I'm honestly surprised that Beyonce and Jay-Z never did anything like that, because maybe they're working on something, you guys, and maybe for everybody that was like, oh, I guess we're not getting visuals for Cowboy Carter, maybe there's gonna be a new country music channel on one of your networks and it's just gonna play country, all of the Cowboy Carter music videos all day long or something. Well, that is pretty freaking genius, because I mean, that's a great way to make sure that your music videos and your songs go number one and stay there, right? Especially, and honestly, as much as we cannot like Taylor Swift, like as a person or an artist or, you know, whatever, her team is amazing. Like, incredible. They know what the hell they're doing. So we have to give her credit for that. And again, you know, she's made it to billionaire status off of music alone. Any other person that's been able to say, like, oh, I'm a billionaire, you know, it was because they had other businesses that were contributing to that. So, um, I mean, it is pretty genius. And also, I'm not going to lie, if there was a channel that only played Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston or Kanye or Nicki, I would so freaking have it on my TV all day, every day, too. So I can't even hate, you know? I mean, honestly, we should petition Nicki to figure out something like that. Right? Or just have her own app that like all it does is like stream her music and her videos, but like we have to make sure that it still at least counts towards the chart somehow. But I'm telling y'all, stop depending on Station Head. It's connected to Atlantic. I don't know why everybody started like trusting that app and being like, let's all depend on that all the time. I'm like, no, don't. There's a huge watch party for her album at your school. Oh, for Taylor's new album. Well, that's the thing too, because, you know, obviously we all know that Cowboy Carter is basically Robot's cash grab and Grammy grab, you know, because she's so desperate to win that album of the year because it's the one album, you know, award that she's never been able to get. And so because of that, you know, that's why we got this bullshit with the trilogy and the Carter and country music and all the other stuff. But you're releasing at the same time as Taylor Swift. And we know that Taylor Swift, like the Grammys freaking loves her. She's got a very, very strong fan base. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is I don't know, girl. I don't really think this is the year for you either. So those fans don't play. It was the professor's idea too. No, I didn't get to see the new Yeezy app. I'll have to look it up. Taylor is everywhere. My favorite cookie store is hosting a listening party with the album. Oh my God. That's crazy. Like, I didn't know people still did like big old listening parties like that these days. There is no year though. What year has that girl not dropped an album? Well, I just meant I don't think this is the year that, you know, Robot's gonna get that. And the thing is too, I had a feeling, you know, when Jay-Z made his little there's one artist complaining speech that completely backfired because if you guys remember, you know, people on social media were like, you have 185 other Grammys. Like, you beat all of these other records. Why can't you be happy about that? Why do you have to be like bitching and moaning about the one award that you didn't get, you know, especially because there's plenty of other artists that probably feel like they've been extremely gypped over the years too when it comes to awards. You actually get them and you're bitching and complaining, right? So people were just like, oh my God, we're so sick of this. But I felt like he pissed off the wrong people by saying that too. You know, and that's the thing. Look at what's happened anytime that people have tried to challenge those big award shows where the elites, you know, and act like they're going to tell them what to do. Usually they end up getting canceled. So it doesn't work out great, but I think Nessa is here with us. So let me add her in. Yes, she is. Are you ready for me to add you in, Nessa? Give me a thumbs up. All right. Oh, hold on one second. I pushed the wrong thing. All right. Hey, girl. How are you?
Hey. What's up, girl?
I'm good. How are you? Everybody, this is Nessa. Say hello.
Hi, guys.
She's obviously the girl that went viral because she called out Regina Horse and T Fat Ass in
Yes.
the most excellent way. But she also is a spiritual person who does tarot readings and has her own YouTube channel as well. So
Yes.
get her over here. Hey, Tanya.
Yes.
So, and tell everybody what you have going on right now because she's been releasing a song every week.
Yeah, so I've been releasing a song from a different genre every week. So we did first week was battle rap, so y'all heard that. And then the next week we did rock and roll, and then the week after that we did affirmation music. So we got a new song loaded up for this week, and it's gonna be dance hall. So
Ooh, I'm so excited for that.
some little shake your booty music.
She has killed every genre so far. I was listening to Currency on repeat this morning. Love that
You're
song.
supposed to listen to it on repeat and manifest. Those are daily affirmations, money affirmations,
Yes.
and power affirmations to feel your power at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey.
And she did it at the right BPM too, so it's not fucking with your chakras.
Right. You got to make sure all of that is in order.
Yep.
That's something that I do want to do next, though. Something like just like a whole affirmation album. Like I want to do that too. So I kind of been working on it.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. And you guys definitely can feel free to listen to Nessa's music and not have to worry about your soul because she ain't one of them.
No, I'm very, very spiritual. And I believe in karma and all of that. So my energy is good. My spirit is good.
Yes. Yeah, because we're always talking about how like so many people these days like they're just so overly like satanic with their visuals and the music is like depressing on purpose and you know it's like you have to like watch like the things that you consume because that affects you so much and music really changes your vibrations the easiest and so
Yes. That's like when you listening to some sad music, when you feel sad and then you listen to sad music. Now you just in the corner crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just like, yes, I want to feel sad. Let me listen to something sad. And then it just makes you sad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And people don't understand like really the power behind music, like and the power behind the vibrations that you let into your body and you let enter your space. Like this is completely off topic, but it's kind of like when I like to watch like serial killer stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And every time I just like I'll start binge watching it because I like horror and stuff. I'll binge watch and then my energy just be down. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
so I have to even watch what I watch. You got to watch what you watch. You got to watch what you listen to. You got to watch who you around, whose energy you letting around you. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
all factors into your peace of mind.
It definitely does. No, I used to be like, oh my God, I used to be obsessed with the first 48. Oh my God, I would like sit there and just like watch it like all weekends. And then like come Monday, I would be like, oh my God, I feel like crap. And I had to be like, I need to stop watching this stuff.
Yeah. Because I will binge watch it too. Like, dang, this good. I just be want to know what they thinking. Like, what is you what?
Well, especially when it's like something like the first 48 too. Like you become a forensic scientist and you're like, oh, he's lying when they're questioning
And
it.
listen, that all of that made me so paranoid. Like they be calling me, they be like, girl, you paranoid. No, I ain't paranoid. I watch First 48. I watch a lot of stuff and I got a reason to be how I am. Yes.
I think for me, like I would always like watch it because I wanted to see like if my like psychic like instincts would like match the outcome of
Does
like what
it?
happened. That was the same reason why I got into like even reading like blind gossip sites. But the problem is that like half the time I don't even know who the hell the person is in the first place. So I'm like, how am I even supposed to know like psychically? Oh, it's this person because I've never heard of them a day in my life.
Right. They gotta question them first. They gotta bring them to the screen. Like you're just like, oh, I think it's Brian. Who is Brian? And that's another
Yeah.
thing that people don't know too. When you spiritual, they don't understand that we not always operating on spiritual time. You know what I'm saying? It's something that has to be tapped into. It's something that has to be. They're like, if you a psychic, why didn't you see this coming? If you're a psychic, why didn't you like? No, it don't. It don't work like that. You know.
I tell people if we were tapped into every single thing that was going on constantly, we would be in a mental hospital, number one.
Oh my God! Can you
Because
imagine?
can you imagine all the thoughts and voices and things like that? So, like, how would we even pick out one thing to focus on?
And not only that, but how do you live organically without trying to control everything? Because sometimes if you see something happening, you might be like, okay, I'm gonna just stay away from that completely. But that might be a lesson you needed to learn. It might have been something in that was for you that you missed out on because you know what I'm saying? So because for a long time I couldn't even read my own tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time I could not read my own tarot cards because I would like flip the cards and kind of just be thinking in my head what I want it to be, or
Yeah.
I would make it the outcome that I want it to be, and then it wouldn't happen. And I'm like, damn, am I just off? You know, like, no, bitch, you ain't off. You trying to guess. You know, you can't. You know, you have to really spiritually get tapped in with your cards, with yourself, before you can even read your own cards. You know, it's easy to read somebody else's cards because you don't have no dog in the fight. Like, if something bad happening, you just tell them. If something good is happening, you just tell them, you know?
Yeah. And there's times still where, like, I can still read for myself, but if I'm really, like, really emotional about it, like, it's really stressing me out, or, you know, like, my feelings are really hurt because I'm not getting along with somebody, like, even then, I still have to, like, go have somebody else read for me, because I'm just like, I know that I'm gonna be sitting there like, this bitch, what?
Every card you pick, you gonna find a reason for it to mean what you want it to mean.
Exactly. And when it's about a guy that you like and you just want the cards to tell you he's your soulmate, and you're like,
right.
But the tower card could not be about me. It could be about the neighbor across the street.
Right. You done got the devil card. You like, you get the devil card. You're like, well, maybe he going through some things. No. He ain't going through shit, girl. He ain't for you. He ain't right.
Exactly. You know what? The best thing I ever heard was somebody say, never make excuses for a man, because so many times women make excuses that the guy's not even making for himself. Like,
girl, you done just gave him an out.
He's at work and he's busy at work, and like, meanwhile, he ain't calling or texting to even tell you he's at work, and that's why he's
you just gave him his excuse. They just gave him his excuse. He's like, oh yeah, I was doing that. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, no, I wasn't with my baby mama. You're right, I was at work.
Right. What was you reading about the industry? I heard you a little bit talking when I clicked in.
Oh, we were just talking about how we're starting to see the tides change, because obviously there was a dumbing down of music.
Yes.
The mumble rap and the stripper rap and the TikTok rappers and everything else. And I was saying, now we're seeing that, like, a lot of the people that, even, you know, whether you like him or not, Lil Baby, 3 years ago, everybody was saying he was going to be Jay-Z Jr. And now every time that you see him being mentioned online, people are like, he sucks. He sounds the same on every song. I can't understand him. I'm tired. And so I was just saying that, you know, all of the people that are talented that were getting sort of pushed by the wayside in favor of the industry plants, and who's the, you know, the most popular on the internet, are gonna see like their redemption era. And we're gonna see more and more like the GP reject the people who aren't, you know, really worthy of even being in that space.
Let me see what I see.
Go ahead.
Let's see. That makes sense though, because with the internet, it bred like a lot of artists that are not like artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's a difference. Like, you know, it's a difference between, okay, you're a performer or you're a hip hop rapper, or, you know, there's a difference between. So I look at the baby more like a performer than like an actual spit. Even though I did just hear a little verse he spit and it was pretty good, but I look at him more like an entertainer. But
ones are
okay. Yeah, my cards literally just say that's the same thing you said, because I got the Page of Cups, I got the Strength card, and I got the Ace of Cups. So it's exactly what you just said. It's a fresh start for the people who didn't get a chance before, and a new voice for people who didn't have a voice before. I feel like a lot of people are like coming forward and speaking their piece, their truth, you know what I'm saying? And that's also putting a major shift in the industry right now too, because you got to think about that. Back in the day, who was somebody gonna tell?
Yeah.
Like, who are you gonna tell? You gonna tell somebody that this major star just did something to you, or this major star just and no one's gonna believe you. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
you telling your mom down the street. Now we have social media, so people can get online and say. So it's a new strength, like a new power that
Mm-hmm.
like the underdogs are having now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, and we'll hear more stuff too, like about even more people. And I feel like it's going to be like a lot of more like producers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Dario yesterday because I have a friend that I grew up with who became a producer, and he literally was like in a position where they were offering him like everything that you would like imagine would be like the best thing in the world for you if you were an artist, and he walked away from all of it. And he said God told him you need to go back to the farm with your family. And when he got there, like literally the first week he was there, his grandma had a stroke, and like he had to be there for his family anyways. But he was telling me that like the most predatory people that he encountered were other producers, and they were the ones that he was always hearing the worst stories about, like not the artists themselves. The way that, I think people sort of assume like, oh yeah, like this or that person, thought they were a rock star, was out here grabbing everybody's butts or something like that. Like, no, it was like the producer in the studio who's plying the artist with alcohol was also putting something in that drink. And they woke up with a sore ass and getting threatened that they were going to be blackballed if they said anything.
Yes. Yes. Did you hear about it? It's like a allegedly a
Yeah.
black ball ring.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that's supposed to be getting exposed and shown soon.
Yeah. And I think too, because I know Nessa knows because we've had this conversation, and if you're in my Patreon, you know too. A lot of people who aren't even artists, but were just creators who said some things that somebody didn't like about an artist, and you don't have to be as big as academics to get a phone call and get threatened. And so I think that we're going to see more content creators also speaking out about this person's team or this person's manager, or this person's whoever, called me and told me
Because people
stop
are not people
making
ain't
videos
scared no
about
more.
them.
Yeah, people not scared no more. People are telling what happened to them, and um it's painting the people that were like heroes and not such a good light now. You know what I'm saying? Because even back in the day, like without when it wasn't all of the social media, an artist can just act however they want to act. Ain't nobody gonna go on there and say they got mistreated being a hairstylist for you, or who are they gonna talk to? It's just so many ways to express yourself these days. You can go on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's like so many platforms to speak your piece. So people ain't getting away with the shit that they used to be getting away with. People not getting away with it, down to the female artists who are getting called out for doing things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like a lot of times men will send the girl. They'll send the girl so that, to lessen the intimidation.
Yeah.
So they send the girl to do the kinky shit and bring you back. And so now we seeing a lot of women celebrities is gonna start getting called out about that. But we already saw this with Lizzo having to go to court. We still don't know how, like, if that was all the way true or what happened, but it's just an example of anybody can get it. Everybody getting told on. Everybody is, what I'm saying? Everybody.
No, definitely. And I think that, also I've noticed that people have been, more, I think, quick to call out like, oh, you're just like putting your butt out there, or just trying to be sexy, or trying to start a fight with somebody else to promote your shitty song. Right. Like, write a decent song and then people will be excited. Like, we're tired of you just twerking.
No, like people is tired of one trick pony thing. So it's kind of like, that's another reason why I decided to do what I was doing with the different genre every week, because all of my songs I'm listening, like these songs, none of these songs even sound alike, because when I'm in the studio, I'm just expressing my feelings, and I don't feel the same every day. So how can you be an artist and go in the studio and make something that sound the damn same every day? You ain't never got another emotion. Your happy songs sound the same as your sad songs. That's
Yeah.
pathetic. Like,
No, seriously, and this is the craziest thing. Okay, so like when I was growing up, me and my friends were all like really obsessed with music. And we used to like literally like write ciphers, like start paper in the morning and trade between the three of us. So you had to pick up from wherever the last person left off. And we did that every single day for 2 years straight.
that's
Wrote
hilarious.
songs, everything. And we, even as kids, we're like, okay, you can't only write raps. You have to write a rock song today. You have to write a country song today. You need to
Yeah.
imagine that this is going to this beat of this song. We wrote a rap song to a Rolling Stones beat one time because we were always trying to challenge ourselves. And
Right.
one of my friends did end up being a producer. I used to ghost write. I don't anymore. And the other one, he ended up getting pretty decently far in the industry too, but both of them didn't want to sell out completely, and I also didn't. So that's why none of us are currently in it anymore. But
Okay, I know you had a
that's
little
people.
history.
That's people though that like we actually had a passion for it. So like when I see these like it, like you said, you know, you're the person that people are literally saying, "Oh, you're gonna get a Grammy," or "You did get a Grammy," but you can't make two songs that sound differently from themselves.
And
And
you
me
know
when I was
what?
14 years old in the middle of Stockton, California, could do better than that. Like, come on.
This the best you got. One flow hoe. No, it's like, come on, switch it up. Like, and like it's crazy because I really got this gift because, and it comes from the gift that I got. It comes from having shitty beats or not having beats. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? When I used to write and stuff, when I first started, I wouldn't have beats. So I used to be able to come up with a melody to any kind of beat. You know what I mean? It could be, you could give me any beat and I'm gonna come up with a melody to it, a tune to it, and I'm gonna go behind it and write the words. That's how I write my songs. So
Mhm.
and it came from me having horrible beats. But so I could take a horrible beat and make it sound like something, and they're like, man, this ain't even the beat. This you. This beat suck. And I'm like, yeah, we made it sound like so, right? You know? So
Yeah.
yeah, to that one flow. And but you know what? Let me tell you this too. A lot of that comes from the industry wanting you to remake your hit. They the A&Rs and the people behind the scene is not creative no more. They're not inspired no more. They just trying to recreate something that already made money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, it's just like when Nicki Minaj was the only female out, and everybody was like, well now we need our Nicki Minaj because they want to get money off of it. So now they're trying to recreate a Nicki Minaj. They're trying to recreate a, you know what I'm saying? So with
Mhm.
artists, you come out, all right, this booty song is your hit. Oh shit, we need another one of them. No, we don't need another one of them. Now I'm gonna give you something else great. Something else great. I'm gonna give it. You know, we're not gonna just keep recycling the same
Mhm.
flow and sound and feeling. You know?
Well, and I think, you know, even though I am not a huge fan of her music at all and or her as a person, Beyonce, I will give her credit that she at least tries different things because older artists, you know, legacy artists like Michael Jackson and Prince and Whitney Houston and Madonna, they were constantly evolving their music and growing as artists and performers. So you weren't getting Thriller every fucking album or I Will Always Love You every album. And you can see totally too, like if you look at Whitney Houston, for example, when she came out, she was the gospel girl, and they pushed her into pop. Then she claimed her status in R&B, and then when she was going through her divorce, then she was leading into more urban music and It's Not Right but It's Okay and living in her, you know, screw you man, I'm gonna go out and show you what's up era. But it was always authentically attached to who she was in each and every moment of her life,
Yes,
which is why
because,
people
and that's
bonded
even the
to
same
it.
thing. That's the same thing with Beyonce. Regardless, you know, people may not like her, but the art for the time was appropriate and creative. You know what I'm saying? So it always pushed the creative and consistent. You know what I'm saying? She always somebody giving us a project. So that's why, like, it's like, okay, it's Beyonce. She ain't never stopped working, and that's a major key too. Because if you can not stop working and consistently put out something different, that's how you gonna get longevity. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, and that's why I do give her credit for that she, at least tries different sounds, because she could just give us Halo in every different version and form for the rest of her career, and there would still be a group of people that would show up to go see her perform Halo parts 1 through 20 at every freaking show. But at least she does try to, do different things. And, same thing for at least like Drake as well. Although the house music he could have kept to himself as far as I was concerned.
I didn't even hear it. Now you're going to make me go listen. I didn't even know he kept it. But I know he did do like a couple of Dominican songs that he sounded all right speaking Spanish. I was shocked about that.
Yeah. Well, I think that the problem with Drake, and that's where, like I said about Whitney Houston, where it was authentic because it was always following her growth as a person and a human, and then it translated into the art. Drake just, kind of wakes up and he's like, today I feel like I'm going to be Japanese. And then all of a sudden, he's just like putting out an album and all the artwork is anime. And he's making futuristic Japanese style rap. And it's like, but you still sound too much like Drake. Started from the bottom while we're here, like in this music. And you don't like seem like you're really like such a huge Japanese anime fan that it really made sense for you to make this album. Like you just out of nowhere came out and said, this is what I'm doing now.
Right.
And so, you have to really
I didn't hear that either. I must be behind. I'm like, I ain't hear none of these Drake songs.
He put it out like right before Renaissance came out, I think, right, guys? And so it kind of like at first everybody was like, what the hell is this anyways? And then Renaissance dropped and everybody completely moved on from, and he's put out a whole bunch of albums since then too. I think he's dropped like 3 other projects since then. So it was kind of almost like a throwaway in a sense, it seems like.
Yeah.
So,
Beyonce then came and did what Beyonce do and stole the show.
I know. Somebody said you can tell by the way that these people harp over Rihanna's financial success that they're not in it for the music. Definitely. And I'll also say this. I think the reason why Rihanna was so successful with some of the businesses that she's done, and the same reason why Nicki is seeing so much success with the businesses that she's doing too, is they didn't just come out their first year as an artist and be like, here's a makeup brand, a swimsuit line. Some shape.
It was gradual.
They didn't bombard you all at once early in their
career. Like Kylie Jenner doing right now.
Well, and that's the thing. And they let each business have a minute to breathe and for people to see like it's good quality and you actually are going to get your stuff. And
these people want all your money, honey. They, baby, get your dishes with me, your makeup, your shoes, your bedspreads, baby, whatever you need. One stop shop. I was just watching something where Kylie like got like a spritzer, her makeup, some clothes, some what was it? It's just like they say she like a leather clothing line or something like that.
Yeah, they said that she put out like 4 new brands in 1 year. I was like, girl, nobody wants that.
Yeah, we let us absorb the first one, perfect the first one, get us into that, and then okay, now that one is doing good, we branch off into a new line. But
Yeah.
each one got to stand on their own a little bit first.
Well, that's why like Rihanna's transition from Fenty Cosmetics and then she did Fenty Skin. And now they're saying that there's also going to be like the Fenty hairline and then they're going to do like more body care. So it's going to be a whole head to toe, like, you know, brand.
That makes sense because this is all body stuff, you know?
Yeah.
This is okay. It all makes sense and it's all on brand because when we think of Fenty, now we're going to think, okay, this is a night where I'm going to get sexy. They know their woman. They know their target audience. You know what I'm saying? So this is a woman who going to wear some sexy Fenty lingerie. She going to put on some sexy Fenty perfume, some lotion. This is a night of getting ready. You know what I'm saying? So it's all on brand. The makeup, I'm going to use this makeup. So basically come to us to get sexy and whatever. That makes sense.
Yeah. Exactly, because the target customer is really sitting there thinking, probably listening to Rihanna's music while she's getting herself all battied up too.
I was just talking about that last night. I'm like, I watch a lot of performances and stuff. I like to, you know, watch the artists. I'm like, Rihanna, like, I'm like, girl, we ain't been seeing you perform at all. And then every time we see you now, you pregnant. I'm like, boo. I thought I was about to get the good dirty wine about you. And then you come with this, every time we see you got the bun.
I know. Well,
when she dropped the bun, as soon as she dropped the bun, we need a concert.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to feel like you're so sexy and good about yourself, though, like, especially if you have to go on a date, you know, and you're like, I need to, like, really have that energy, like, to get through this, to pump me up, especially if it's somebody you like, listen to Rihanna's music while you're getting ready. Because she really embodies that dark femme sensuality and confidence and kind of like that Lilith energy in a sense, because, you know, you, like I always tell everybody, your shadow side is not your enemy. Use it to your advantage. You're a stubborn bitch, then use that to succeed at work and not to cuss out your neighbors. You know?
That's right. That's right. That's
you
right.
want to be a baddie, lean into your Lilith, dark Lilith energy, you know.
Because that's what people don't understand about that's what they don't understand about the yin and the yang. The yin and the yang is a thing for a reason. Mm-hmm. The sign fits together so perfectly. They unite in such a beautiful way. So, you know, that's why we got everything good, got a little bit of bad, everything bad, got a little bit of good. You know what I'm saying? So if you can balance that, which is something that I'm just now starting to do in my life, is balance that. And that's why I was scared to do that disc, because I go from 0 to 100. Like, I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? So I want to either stay on my peaceful route. I'm going to either stay zen and I'm going to be praying for you bitches, or I'm going to turn up. So, you know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm just now starting to find a balance of. But when you find a balance, the doors that open.
Yeah.
The doors that open, because you know how to handle people. You know when to be aggressive. You know when to do which thing, because being too nice in a bad situation ain't gonna get you the results you want. You gotta come. Sometimes that dog ass thing is the right thing to do.
Exactly. And honestly, in the spiritual concept too, you guys, it really, like, say somebody's trying to fucking like attack you with demons. You can't be sitting there praying to Mother Mary and lighting a bunch of white candles and think that that's going to just do it for you. Sometimes you got to go summon the dark to conquer the dark, because the light ain't always going to cut it. But there is a thing called the universal law for a reason.
Yeah.
And karma, because everything is an exchange of energy in the universe. And so, you know, sometimes the people only want to bring negative energy to you. You have to respond with negative energy to make them stop. But once you're able to stop, you know, then you can find the balance back in the light again. And so, you know, and then in the deeper context of things, Earth is purgatory, so we'll all get another chance to come back and try again if we fuck it up this time.
That is the theory. That is what they say.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence. You know, it like spirituality is such a individual relationship that you
Yeah.
have with spirituality. Like it's a journey, and you have to go through and just see what is right for you and what makes sense for
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? Because like as soon as I was in a raised in a Christian church. So as
Mhm.
soon as you say, "Oh, hey, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna summon our darkness," that
Mhm.
instantly gets looked at like summon. It's buzzwords, words that you just can't say. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're gonna summon, and what does summon mean? Bring it to,
Mhm.
right, or bring to. You know what I mean? So everybody just got to find a spiritual balance, or their spiritual or their way
Mhm.
to channel their good and their bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I always tell everybody too, people overcomplicate everything in life, but especially spirituality. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which path you follow to it. The real true purpose of it is about your relationship with yourself and your relationship with God.
Yes,
And so,
exactly.
whether you call yourself a Wiccan, a Muslim, a Jew, a Christian, a Catholic, a hoodoo, a voodoo, it's all the same thing, is that we're connecting to our own higher purpose and our own true soul self and connecting to God through that process. And
Exactly.
that, and the more closer that you are, or the more deeper you are into your spiritual practices, the more and more that God is going to use you too. Whether
That's
it's
true.
to spread a message to other people, or, like I believe for Nessa, obviously, because you can't feel comfortable listening to everybody's music these days, especially when people are screaming about bringing demons in. Like, that's summoning some shit you probably don't want. Right. So it's like we need
Especially
people that,
and that even depends on how you take it.
well, I'm just saying, you don't want to take those chances, right? So we need people that we know, I can listen to this person and I never have to worry. And I can just turn them on and listen straight through their album, or just, have a whole playlist of all their songs and listen to it. And I never have to be like, no, that's the bad one, but we can still listen to
Skip
this
that,
one.
skip that, skip that. The kids in
Like,
here.
we got that, because there are some people too that it's like, okay, they used to make good music, but now their music's dark, so you're like, I can only listen to the old songs. And then when Spotify tries to like play like their most recent song, you're like, no, skip. Like, I be jumping out of the damn shower, getting my phone wet trying to skip songs.
Yeah, especially so at this one point, the moon is out so pretty. I keep looking up at it. At one point I was playing Jericho on repeat. Like they got like an hour-long loop of Jericho.
Oh
And
wow.
like when I like get dressed and stuff, I just keep playing it, get in my zone. You know what I'm saying? So now I mix my song Currency,
Hmm.
and Jericho, and I just run them boys back to back to back while I'm getting dressed, and it just put my mind in like a whole different
Hmm.
space. So when that Jericho one go off, Doja Cat come straight on. How my demons look? Hey, now that my bitch shook. I'm like, wait, no, that's not it. I might feel like I want to see how my demons look, but not to that right now. That's not the mood I'm in right now. So
Right.
I'm like, dang, why do they keep playing that right after Jericho? I'll listen to that, but not right now. You listen to that when you
They
ready to
played
ride
that
out.
damn song for me earlier today too. I was in the shower listening to Too Short, and then all of a sudden, like, they started playing Doja Cat, and I was like, "How does Too Short go to Doja Cat?" Like, I thought I was gonna hear
That's
Pixie Cat,
promo.
Dre, E40, like somebody else that like
No,
makes
wait,
the
was you on
fucking
Pan? You said you was on Pandora.
what?
You said you was on Pandora.
No, I was actually in the YouTube Music app.
Oh, I was about to say Pandora suck. I put play Bruno Mars. They start playing like
Oh, I hate
uh
Pandora.
Katy Perry. I'm like, I said play. You would think that the first song that they play for you is gonna be the artist that you put.
No, they've been doing it like that for years, girl. I swear to God, because I used to
So
work
confused.
child support, but like I didn't work with customers. I was just basically turning all the paper files into like electronic files. So all I was doing all day was scanning things and throwing them in the shredder. So they were like, you can listen to music, just put it on headphones so nobody else has to hear it. So like, you know, I'm all, oh, let me get a Pandora account. I put in Lil Wayne. They started playing fucking Celine Dion. I was like, what the hell is this bullshit?
Now that's just all off. Them is not the vibes.
To be in my cubicle shredding papers, like, got money, you know, and they're like, my heart will go on. It's like, oh God.
Same thing when I was cleaning. I had to just go. I'm trying to listen to like a cleaning playlist where I could just. They get to playing all these slow R&B groups. I'm like, oh man.
Oh my God. I will say, I do like because I just have YouTube Premium anyways, because we watch YouTube constantly in our house. Either I'm looking up stuff for videos, because like I said earlier, I don't know who half these damn people are sometimes. I don't know why the hell this thing turned me, because
I was about to say you sitting sideways.
I did not touch anything. I'm like, what is going on?
Sitting sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways.
1 second. I'm gonna remove myself and come.
Hey y'all, it's just me. Hey. Now that we're here. Hello. Oh.
Okay, I don't know why it's stuck on that. I have
She
no
back
idea.
and she's still sitting sideways. Sitting sideways.
I didn't even touch anything. My hands were on the table. It just did that. And earlier, like, balloons went across the screen, and I was like, why are balloons going across the screen? You guys, this is just some Mercury retrograde.
Oh, you know what? I did see the balloons, so you wasn't celebrating me. Look at me.
No, I don't even know how you do that. I was like, wait, because like I don't have like the super expensive premium, like, you know, StreamYard account that like you can do all the special effects with.
I said, look at her celebrating my interest. You done did that on accident.
No, it happened like after you'd already been in here for like 5 minutes anyways, but I just like was like, wait, were those balloons that went across the screen? Because I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, I didn't touch anything. Why did it do that?
It's okay. We can see you and hear you.
Oh, I have to tell you guys, because you said something about Tori. So I have these cats that I feed on my patio, and I've been feeding them since they were weaned last year, because they're all from a litter. And so I named all of them after different musical artists. And so this morning I go out to put the food out, and then I sit down and I was going to drink my coffee, and one of the cats is up on the patio, and he's so cuddly. And so I'm sitting there petting him, scrolling through Instagram. And you know how Instagram likes to play random shit that you're not subscribed to from like February 27th on your news feed. And you're like, why are you showing me a 3-month-old video from somebody I don't follow? And guess who it was? Mucus. It was her fake workouts. And, you know, she's like, hey, it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning too. So that was not what I wanted to hear either. Okay, the cat that was sitting there is the cat that I named Tori after Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Tori Toonshe Price, because Kelly Price is one of my favorite singers too. So, and Lil Wayne's one of my favorite artists. And so he heard her voice, you guys, the second, because he sits there and I'll be playing videos and shit. So he's not scared of like the noise coming out of the phone, because these are all feral cats, but they're friendly with me because I take care of them. And he freaking bolted. Like, he jumped over the freaking patio onto the little like patio roof that has over my neighbor's like a condo underneath me. Usually, he was so fucking scared the second that he heard her voice, but I was like, my cat Whitney that jumped up here earlier, she gets scared by certain people's voices too, like Cardi B. She freaks out. Doesn't like
Cats feel
cats.
that energy. Cats feel energy
Well,
way more than
they're
people.
protectors of the universe. Dogs are the physical and cats are the spiritual.
Yes,
So
honey.
it was just like so sad though, like the way that he just like started scrambling, like he literally was like tripping over himself.
Like it was so sad. Poor baby.
Yes, and
Poor
I was
baby.
like, of course, it had to be
Keep
Tori.
that mean lady off that baby screen.
And of course, it had to be Tori too, out of all of the cats. So
Tori. I was saying, do you think Tori? So you think Tori gonna do his appeal? He gonna do his appeal.
he'll get out next year, and then Jay-Z's downfall is gonna come, and Megan will be knocked out of it because trust and believe. Jay-Z goes down or Tori gets out, she's done. And that's why they've fought so hard. I mean, obviously, Jay-Z has many more reasons, not just Megan, to not want to get canceled, obviously. But that's why they're, have been going so hard to silence people because, it's not just Tory was silenced. And look at how DaBaby got canceled. That was Rot Nation's doing because they were punishing him because he went out on stage with Tory and he was supposed to be Megan's work husband. And so, and then of course, what came out that she fucked both of them in the same day, anyways. Lord, her pH balance must be destroyed.
No, that's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said in the rap. That's why I said, I'm covered by the lamb so your venom won't penetrate. Your soul hella far from the men you let penetrate. Them soul ties, yeah, they real. You my feeling, I'm the real deal. Bitch, take the red pill. That's why I said that, because them soul ties that connect to you, you got to think about it. A person who already is going through a whole bunch of shit and a whole bunch of negativity is already around them and negativity is already following them, and now you gonna keep soul tying.
Yeah, and on top of it, all that alcohol, it lowers your guard, and so that's why
the vibration is low. We straight at the root. We working only at the root chakra.
Mm-hmm.
You working straight root all day long, all night long, and then you wonder why things continue to circle back. Because see, this is the thing. People think, okay, well, since you're doing good in your career, like you're getting blessed. You know what I'm saying? That's not. Do you know how many rich, miserable people there are?
Yeah.
There are a lot of rich, miserable people. There are a lot of people doing really great at their jobs, but horrible at home. Can't keep a man, can't keep a woman, can't keep good people around them. The good people come around them, they sabotage it.
Look at Kanye's the perfect example of that, because when he was being declared the richest black man in America, at the same time he was battling to be able to see his kids and going through a divorce. So you would think that's the highlight of your life, right? You're breaking all these records and accolades, and you're just this kid from Chicago that everybody was saying wasn't going to really do anything with themselves.
Right.
But you can't even enjoy that because you and your family are breaking up and you're, having to go against the Kardashians who are trying to keep you away from your kids.
You got to go against them. You got to go against the Kardashians who then already, they knee deep in the shits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and Kanye, he seems like he's one of those artists who's trying to not lose himself completely in it. And then, when you don't want to lose yourself completely, you become crazy.
Yeah. But he's the perfect example, though, of, you can have all the money in the world and it's not going to do shit for you if the things
and it's
that
not helping your soul, your mental. You got however much in your bank account, 4 million, 2 million, whatever in your bank account. But if you on this ledge like I am right now, and somebody say jump, and you ain't gonna go to hell, you would do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of them ain't jumping because they don't want to go to hell.
Yeah. Well, and look at how many of these artists too. Because again, a lot of it's smoke and mirrors, and they don't have the money that people think that they do or that they claim anyways.
And you didn't sell
Look at how many
You
of
hear me?
them are catching RICO charges, and you're like, why are you trafficking things if you're making $20 million on a tour? Like, hello, like, why wouldn't you just like keep
Why?
the video and go to the
Why? You
tour?
know why? You know why? You know why? Because exactly what you said. Everybody not making the money that you think they making either. So, and then a lot of times it look like something is a deal, but it's a bargain. It's like, oh, you do this for us and we'll do this for you, and it'll be a good look for us together. And that don't necessarily mean it's a lot of money involved.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, and it's been exposed to, like Chloe Bailey's talked about it. A lot of people have talked about it, that you make more money as a songwriter or a producer than you actually do as an artist. Even if you wrote and produced your own song,
Yeah.
you're still not going to make a ton of money unless you're, you know, basically doing it like how Tori was doing. And this is why, you guys, Tori was such a fucking threat, because he told Rock Nation and all the other people to go fuck themselves, and that he was going to do everything on his own. And then he was out there, you know, selling NFTs and making $1 million in a day, and like putting his freaking fans on and telling them, go flip it and make money. And you should even price it like this and sell it in this country to people. And they
Yeah.
took that video down and said that he was
It's
doing
yeah,
gambling.
because you know why? Because it's a lot of ways that, and that's one of the reasons why I started doing music again. Because, honey, the industry turned me away so bad. Like the Megan Thee Stallion and T Ferris thing, that was a last straw for me, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Like the girl, I've been around everybody who you can name. I've been around their circle or their people or somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So between the men who do the blackmailing type thing, the ones who try to tell you, girl, I've had high power executive tell me, look, we can do everything you want to do right now,
Mm-hmm.
but a married tell me, I'm gonna get you a apartment. You can stay there. You can stay at this apartment. Just don't have no men over here. Don't have no company over here. And you know, I'm gonna come in and out as I please, but married with kids. And because I say I'm not doing that, I can't have company. I can no, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
my standards now, I don't get that deal. You don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And it had been that even before the Megan and T Ferris thing. That was like a last straw. Like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Already had been through so much shit. I'm like, look, that just might not be for me. You know what I'm saying? So when I start realizing like all of the different ways that you can just actually still be an artist today without having to be up under a major label, or you know, you
Mm-hmm.
can still put out music and make money, just like what Tori was saying. Like he was doing that, like genius. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing people like him. You start seeing artists like Money Long. These are all this the independent artists, Russ, independent
Yeah.
artists who doing real well being
I,
independent. Like it's
they're making more money than the people that we think have the biggest and best deals. Trust and believe.
because guess what? They gotta split that money between so many people. They
Mm-hmm.
gotta split that money. The only money that these people probably paying is their lawyer and their accountant.
Yep. And if they want to film a music video, paying out of their pocket for it.
Paying for videos, but see, at that point, then you just get a videographer that's rocking with you, put them on a little salary, and you just go.
Well, that's what Tori did, because he had his personal photographer that did all of his videos and stuff, and also took all his pictures for social media and all of his artwork. So he just
See,
had,
like it was genius. And when you
yeah,
see people like that, and him and Russ, but I wonder why they so hard on Tori, but they not as hard on Russ.
because
Cause
look,
Russ be telling you, you don't need that shit. Go to this, do this. He'll sit up there and he'll have a whole seminar about it. You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
respect
but
that.
this
Like, damn.
though, because Tori was mainstream first. Russ
Boom.
never
There you
was.
go. There you go.
Tori,
That's exactly why. Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
and so let me explain it. Okay, first Tori was mainstream. Then when his deal ended, he also like got one over on them where he ended up getting all of his masters back and was supposed to re-sign a contract, but they handed over the masters and he was like, well, fuck you, then bye, and took off. Decided to go independent. Raw Nation wanted to sign him at least for management. He said no, and that he was going to manage himself. So basically, Tory was setting himself up so the same way that Cat Williams has done. If you ever listen to Cat Williams, because I've always talked about how he's so fucking smart, and I've
girl, yes, of course,
met him in person and everything, and he's the same way all the time. But you know, where Cat has always set himself up where nobody could ever hold a check over his head. Right. He never owed anybody anything. He didn't have a bunch of people that he had to pay out as managers and agents and this and that and everything in order to protect himself, because you can't, you know, you automatically cut out 90% of the fucking vultures just by doing that and taking on your own management and trying to run your own career as much as you possibly can, including self-funding it. So Tory was basically becoming the Cat Williams of the music industry. And on top of it, because he had previously been mainstream, people knew who he was more. He was also super popular because of the Chicks tapes and the quarantine radio. Yeah. So he had all of this visibility on him. So when he was getting online and telling his fans, I'm going to teach you how to flip the NFT, because not only do you guys get, you know, the only access to this album, but then you also get to make money. And a bunch of people were making money from it and flipping it to like places in like Asia that were like dying to get their hands on it. And so
genius.
And he was doing live streams, telling other artists, putting them on game, telling everybody, if you're an up and coming artist, you don't have to go sign with a label. You know, if you want, hit my DMs and I'll help you. Like, he was going hard trying to flip the industry. Right. And so he was becoming a major freaking threat, because then we did see people like Iggy Azalea, and it wasn't just her, but there was like 4 or 5 artists who also had been former mainstream that also chose to go independent around that same time, and also were seen or known to have something to do with Tory as well. So anyways,
that makes sense.
That's why, you know, so you add in all of that, and then Rock Nation that he wasn't going to let them manage him because he was protecting himself, because he knew everybody, you know, you're going to make all this money, so everybody wants a chance to stick their hand in the pot and also have a way to still control you. Right. And so, you know, and look at, it's the same thing that Kanye was trying to do, but they couldn't say, oh, Tory has a mental illness, because Tory has never exhibited signs of anything that they could blame on a mental illness before. Whereas they could easily say, well, Kanye's outspoken. That's how bipolar people are. Oh, look, he used to jitter a lot. You know, that's a manic episode or something. Yeah. And all that crap on him. Tory never did anything that they could be like,
and let me tell you something.
Tory has schizophrenia or something, so they had to make him violent instead.
And once they put that crazy on you, you can't do nothing about that.
Well,
do nothing. You're stuck. Once they put you in mental facilities and stuff like that, you out of here. You can't get out of there.
They love to do that because, listen, they love to make people out to have addiction issues and mental health issues, because what does everybody do? They don't listen to people that have addictions or mental health issues, because they think that you're not a reliable person or trustworthy. And they think, you know, when you do say things that go against the mainstream narrative, then it's easy to be like, they're back on the pipe. Look at them talking crazy, or he's not taking his pills, or he didn't go to therapy, and blame it on that. And then people don't take it seriously, when really it's like they were just spitting some real shit. And, then the thing is too,
And
talking
sometimes,
about
and
allegations.
sometimes some, and sometimes some real shit gonna sound crazy when it's about somebody who you feel like is your hero or who's up here. Because come on, like I can say personal family members, not even just the industry. You know what I mean? It's people around you every day that you be like, damn, they did that. That don't
Yeah.
even seem like they character. That don't even seem like they. But do it mean that they didn't do it because it's not their character, or you know what I mean?
Well, there's the saying that even serial killers have friends.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer was good to somebody.
So it's like, obviously, they're going to get caught if they kill everybody that they come into contact with. So they have to have some people around that they don't kill, just so that way they have a front, But it's, well, the thing that I was going to say too is, going back to allegations, once you have allegations of any types of sexual impropriety or violence against you, no matter what type that is, and especially as a Black man, that will follow you regardless of the truth coming out and everybody saying, no, this never happened, and you being exonerated. There are still
That stigma gonna be on you forever. It's like Michael Jackson, the same thing.
OJ, Michael Jackson, both of them were found not guilty, but yet people to this day are like, OJ's a murderer and Michael Jackson's a predator, right? And you cannot convince them otherwise. And so
And it'd be so hard because, like, you'll see so much on both sides of everything. So you be like, man, well, maybe he did, and then you be like, but it don't seem like he did. You know what I'm saying? So once they start putting allegations out about you, whether they true or not, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of your history. It's a part of your story.
Yep, exactly.
So
Because look at what that did to the baby. It's like he is one of those few, in my opinion, newer batch of artists that actually really had some talent, and I could see him really, like,
I
grow.
think the baby about to make a little comeback, though. I really do.
I think he will too, but I'm just saying, but
Let me see. Let's ask the cards.
obviously he had his issues where now people think that he's not nice to women and that he's, maybe an angry person. And that really took a toll on his career because people don't feel comfortable supporting a man that was on camera throwing his baby mama around when she was trying to give the baby a bottle, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. But the problem is, and the point I wanted to make is number one, when you do have this stereotype that, oh, you are some sort of abusive person, then when you do have an opportunity to try to tell your side of the story, regardless of if you really were the
It's
victim,
tarnished.
if your reputation was tarnished enough, all people are going to think is, look at this scumbag lying and trying to defend themselves. They're a predator, they're an abuser, and that's exactly like
And
what.
you know what's so crazy about it is like, and this is even just to play devil's advocate, because a lot of the time, and this is just from me being in the industry, I see how far women are willing to go to try to get the things that they want to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see how far they willing to go. They'll do a lot of things to get what they want. Now, say for instance, you do all of these things thinking that you're gonna get what you want, and then you don't get what you want. So now you feel dirty. Now you feel used. Now you feel betrayed, and now you want to say somebody did X, Y, and Z to you because you ain't get your way, and you gotta find some type of way to get something out of all of the shit you done did.
Yeah.
That's another side of that. Like, these men, and don't get me wrong, because they be doing they shit, and sometimes they take it too far. But I also see the other side where it be like the women be okay. They
Mm-hmm.
be okay as long as they getting what they want to get out of it. They getting they kick it, they pictures for the gram, they getting you know what I'm saying? They free food, they free dinners, they get the floss and say they with this person. They gonna do them threesomes, they gonna do them wild stuff. I've seen it. Like, girl,
Yeah.
I done went to a party. I invite my homegirl. She didn't invite two more of her homegirls, right? I'm leaving the party. This is celebrity bash, right?
Mhm.
So we just chilling, kicking it. You know, I pull my tarot cards out because I don't be want nobody to flirt with me. They be a little scared when I do that. I be like, all right, cool, stay away from me. So I'm over here just doing what I normally be doing. And next thing I know, okay, I'm like, all right, well, y'all, I'm leaving. They want to stay.
Mhm.
2 days later, they still there. 3 days later, they still there. 4 days later, they still there. I'm like, what y'all doing? Next thing I know, now he done made him a group, bitch.
Mhm.
He done made him a group. I'm like, wait, now y'all a group? Okay. But when he got tired of them, they weren't a group no more. It was over. You know what I'm saying? Now they could have been like, he did this, he did that. Now because the promise didn't go through, and he didn't use
Mhm.
them up and did them all, however, not them specifically, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't play with you and then threw you away, and you feeling a kind of way, and that's a whole thing too.
Yeah.
But these niggas be doing stuff too, so it be like
No,
you
but
just
everybody, honestly, people are so stupid because I've talked about this on my channel before, but I know me and you have never talked about this. There's a rumor that there's certain celebrity men who were known to have, a new 25-year-old girlfriend every other day, but have never popped up with any surprise baby mamas because they went when they were young and new. I want to go spread my wings and have a good time and take advantage of my celebrity and party.
right,
Got the froze their sperm and got vasectomies
right.
so that nobody could come back and be like, I'm having your triplets. Leonardo DiCaprio, George Clooney, Justin Bieber allegedly are the three that I heard have done that.
Right.
And then obviously too, because they knew that they were going to spend their life partying, they saved their baby juice at its healthiest before they ruined it drinking whiskey every night and banging moms.
Hilarious.
Which, also explains why you could be George Clooney and have perfectly healthy, adorable twins when you're like 65.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, wow. That's that
So,
young sperm. That young sperm.
but I was just saying, like, if people are going to go that route, please, God, do something like that. Future Fetty Wap, Nick Cannon, and think about, do you want to have to spend the rest of your life doing wild and out tours when you're 85 because you're
You got
still
all these kids.
because you never got to save a damn dime for your retirement because you have to feed 158 kids, So it's like, hello,
Yeah.
if you're going to be in this industry and I'm going to probably like everybody, even if I don't completely fall into it, I will have moments that I slip into the temptation that's around me, at least, plan ahead. But also, going back to like energy and stuff and soul ties and why things have so negatively affected people like the horse is sex is the strongest energy exchange and it can be the most sacred energy exchange, which is why we want to save that for a soulmate if we can. And when you are having sex with the right person, the energy that you create can do anything from manifesting wealth to healing yourselves
Baby.
to all kinds of things, and it's not just about just trying to get one off real quick or whatever.
Yeah.
And
At that point, right before, you just need to excuse me, you have to just imagine who you want to be. I ain't
mhm,
even gonna say what you want. I'm not even gonna say what you want, because that's like, what do you know, what we want is changing. But if when we put a picture of who do we want to be, I could ask somebody right now, like, what is the final version of yourself? Who do you want to be? And
mhm,
a person hasn't even thought that far into it. You didn't
mhm,
thought into everything else in your life. You don't know who you want to be. You don't know your goals. You don't know who you are.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It starts there. Like we gotta know ourselves, know who
Mm-hmm.
you are, and know where you want to go. And in the middle of that moment,
Mm-hmm.
when you're being intimate with somebody, if y'all really are connected,
Mm-hmm.
that explosion ain't nothing but power just surrounding you, like of the vortex, right?
Yeah.
Of
Well,
power of what you feeling in that exact moment. So you got to think of who you want to be and who are you, and just manifest it like power. Like I'm just a powerful, just all your affirmations.
yeah. Well, and the other thing is too, going back to, because I like am so into like the like origins and etymology of like everything, because so much stuff just, or pretty much everything, has a true spiritual root to it. And even the craziest, most wildest things that you wouldn't even think do. But the same way that I was talking earlier, where I said that cats are the spiritual protectors and dogs are the physical protectors, that's also the reason why men are referred to as dogs and women are referred to as cats. It's not just about like sexual stuff, it's about that women are the true spiritual protectors and leaders of the household, where the man is the physical. Because think about it, the mother is the one that's in the home raising the children, and this is going off of like the origins of things. So we're talking about from like way back, right? Mom stayed home and raised the babies, and dad went out and farmed and then went off to wars and did whatever the men did. And so when they, would do all of that, also women, before they were punished and persecuted and murdered for being witches, would also do a lot of spiritual work in order to make sure that their husbands did return from those battles and wars. And so, in the context of your sexual energy and sacred sex, when you are with a soulmate or equal energy person and you are having a sacred sexual experience that involves penetration, the person who is in the feminine energy side, who is being penetrated, is receiving the other person's energy, but they're also healing and protecting at the same time. And the person who is doing the penetrating and ejaculating is sharing their life force energy and literally giving their power to that feminine energy, and that power that he's giving her empowers her to in turn protect him spiritually. So it's that cycle of the energy that goes through you, through all of those chakra connections in that moment, that also aligns your chakras and creates a healing moment for you too, again, when you're in the right energy. Which is why I also tell people, don't let your man just come and like bang the crap out of you because he's in a bad mood, because you're going to
Oh
be
no.
aware of all that negative energy.
Mm-mm.
And
No.
then he feels like,
Do not do that. Some
okay,
girl.
now I'm okay.
Yeah.
And
Now,
goes
now he good and
there.
you upset and feeling. Now he good and you upset and feeling used and abused. And no,
Mhm.
don't ever.
Yep.
Some people like
And
that.
guess what?
And people who like that, you got to go to therapy.
Yep. And guess what? The solution is not give him a box of tissues and a bottle of lotion and tell him to take care of it himself, because you're only enabling somebody to think of sex in a negative way, because they're seeing it as an outlet for their anger and their bad mood, instead of seeing it as something
Yeah.
pleasurable and healthy and a way to connect and bond, or to please themselves in a self-love type of way.
Tell him to
And
go boxing.
so
Go
you
boxing.
fire your brain into connecting sex into negativity and trauma. And then the next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole where you can't get off unless somebody's beating the shit out of you or something. And we don't want that. And you also just don't want, because then you become drained from every sexual experience. And you also open yourself up to those negative spiritual energies like incubus and succubus energies that would love to come in and be like, hey, let's have some low vibrational energy vampire moments with you and make sure that you don't get to sleep at night. And we don't want that. So you have to really protect yourself. And that's also why I tell you guys too, like porn is probably not the best thing to be watching because you never know if the person that you're seeing in the video consented or if they really are, of age. There's so much horrible stuff that goes on, and takes advantage of people in that. And also, there are definitely, demons and skin suits out here. So, the easiest way for them to suck your energy or attach themselves to you is to lure you in through lust. And so, you don't know if you're watching a demon in a skin suit getting off in that video or if it's really a human either. There's way too much risk attached to it.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
And porn really does create trauma in your brain because it desensitizes you from what sex is supposed to be about, which is,
yeah, for sure.
Connecting with a soulmate or a self-love moment, or you using it to manifest a soulmate because you're daydreaming about your interactions with that soulmate person and manifesting them while you're having a moment to yourself, right? So think about, you guys, we can waste so much of our energy on stupid shit all day long that we really shouldn't be, or we can really use our energy to like do amazing things for ourselves, and it really is just shifting how you do things already. Like, okay, we're all adults here, everybody has needs. Just take care of it in the way of not porn and imagining your soulmate instead, right? Manifesting that. If you do have a tendency to be hard headed and stubborn, instead of using that to get so quick to just want to tell somebody about themselves, channel all of that stubborn energy into nobody is going to stop me from, achieving a certain goal of mine, and pour all of your energy into that. If it's starting a business or losing weight or, I don't know, making friends, like all that stubborn energy gets poured into that thing. And then you can at least turn everything that you are doing into a positive moment for yourself. And also, something that I really love to do too is the moments of silence. I talk to my ancestors, I pray. If I'm just stirring my coffee in the morning, I'm saying intentions over it as I'm turning it.
Yes, honey. Now you
You
talking.
can incorporate magic into every single thing that you do.
Mhm. I gotta remember this. It was a scientist who did this experiment on water, and after they froze the water molecules, they created different formations of kind of what I'm gonna say snowflakes because they were frozen particles of water. They spoke into each one. So they said hateful words into one cup. They said beautiful words and other like you're beautiful, I love you, this and this and that. Each each um each water or each drop of water crystallized and they look like the word. So if it was like a beautiful word, the crystal was beautiful, it was clear, it had a nice beautiful pretty pattern. If when they said I hate you, the water it went dark and brown and murky. Like you can look it up, I have to remember because I always reference back to this scientific experiment and I don't know the name of it, but it
I
was
know
just
what you're
showing
talking
you that the
about.
vibrations from these words are real. You know what I'm saying? And that's even when you're speaking on yourself. That's why I always say you are what you answer to. You're gonna become what you're accepting and what you're answering to. So when you said speak over that coffee, speak over that water, like yes, 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 yes. All of those, put all of those good vibrations into your coffee, into your drinks, and then drink it.
Well, and that's the thing too, guys. The easiest way to put roots on somebody is through food and drink, right? Which is, why a certain somebody shouldn't have been drinking whiskey with snakes in it recently, but that's another story, another time. But you can put roots on yourself in a positive way too. So by speaking over every, thing that you are going to consume and you put some positivity into it, and it's like this water, I'm abundant, I'm prosperous, I even,
Yes.
let me tell you something that you can do. Put her song Currency on your phone and put your glass of water on top of the phone
Yes.
and let what her song, because she has it at the perfect sound vibration, and then it's all just affirmations, and let the whole entire song play over the water. I'm teaching, this is a real thing, guys. I'm not just doing this to hype her up because she's my friend. Like, this is a real thing that you can do it with any good music too, like not just hers. I'm just saying her song is a perfect one to do it, especially tomorrow because it's Jupiter Day. So in the morning, when you get your water, because you don't charge coffee or other things the same way, but you can with water because water's pure. So it will absorb the energy
There
of
you go.
anything that you want it to. And so you're going to put it over your speaker, over your phone, your glass of water, let the whole song play. And then afterwards, you say your own affirmation and you say, so it is, as it shall be, and drink the whole glass of water down. And then afterwards, say, thank
Abracadabra.
you, universe, for receiving my energy. Thank you for already answering my request, and I will pay it forward as you see fit. Because remember,
You see how you just said and after you done you say it is done, and then it is oh, girl, it's so much I want to touch on about what you just said, but this quick keynote, because I looked up the word abracadabra, right? It's
mhm,
pronounced abracadabra, not abra. So
yeah.
they already mixed up the way that you pronounce it so that it doesn't work, because that's how special your words are. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful your words are. That they are starting to switch up words so that you're not saying them right. And if you look up the word abracadabra, when I looked it up years ago, it said it is done. That was the meaning of it. Abracadabra, it is done. Right?
Mhm.
If you look up the word abracadabra today, it's in the dictionary as um a made up word, gibberish. They don't want you to know your power. They don't want you to know your the strength of your tongue and the strength
Yeah.
that you have inside of you. Why would they say that word is a gibberish word for magic tricks and bullshit? Like, no, that means it is done. It is sealed. It is final.
Yeah. Well, let me just say something real quick, and then I have to use the restroom because I've been drinking a bunch of water, and I'll let
And
you
I've been
do
drinking a
your
bunch of juice.
I'll let you do your the baby reading when I get up. But I was gonna say, because there's obviously a lot of propaganda and agendas, going from Christianity to everything else, and Disney is a part of that machine as well. Which, again, if you actually pay attention to things that Kanye says, and even if it doesn't resonate with you immediately, don't immediately discard it, because give it 18 months and it will turn out to be some real ass shit once again, because he also called Disney out for this. But Disney plays a part in the whole like mockery agenda where they over dramatize magic and spiritual things, because every single Disney movie is some sort of a spiritual like concept. Like The Lion King is a story of ancestors, and then there's all kinds of spiritual
Girl,
battles
I just seen
always
this movie. I just
taking place and stuff. But then what you do see of the magic in the movies is a fairy with a magic wand that sits on somebody's shoulder, and a bunch
or
of
Princess
dynamite hot.
Princess Tiana, the voodoo man on Princess Tiana, and it's a new movie that's coming out. It's a horror film, and I hate that for us because um it's a it's a movie called Tarot, and it's a horror film. I'm like, why?
I know.
I'm just trying to get over all of the negative, connotation over it. Like, you try to get it gone, and then they gonna make a movie called Tarot that's a horror movie.
I know. Well, they have to do stuff like that where they have to make a mockery of spirituality by making it seem like it is just a fucking bunch of like magic wands. Or, oh, if you read tarot cards, all of a sudden the devil's in your house or some bullshit like that. So that way people become afraid to actually really try to learn anything when it comes to spirituality. And
yeah, because what they don't understand is tarot cards are not evil. Tarot cards are just a tool. With what is your intentions behind what you're doing is what makes something evil, or what makes something a positive thing or a negative thing. It's your light and are you light or are you dark with this? What is your intention behind this action?
I'm gonna go in 1 second, but I will say this about tarot cards just in general anyways, and this is why I always say if you are not already intuitive, you're never going to be a good tarot reader, because all you're doing is basically the same thing as if you were playing poker and counting cards, because you're just reading a definition that you read in a book and trying to apply it to a situation, and you might as well just sit there and fucking give the person your own fucking opinion and advice at that point.
Right.
The whole purpose of a tarot card is because some people can't completely quiet themselves, or maybe if you have multiple senses, you get overwhelmed because you download so many different things at once, so you need a point of focus. The tarot cards are connecting to your intuition. There's not some spirit that's coming out of the sky that's like, here, this is the card that I want you to get.
Yes. It's just, what do you see when you feel this?
Own energy that you put into this, that you are having reflected back to you. And you're basically reading your own intuition and you're downloading your own psychic information with tarot. So that's why you can't just pick up a deck of tarot cards and think that's it. You have to fully work on opening your third eye and getting really comfortable with your own intuition and really working on yourself if you want to actually really truly be a good tarot reader.
Right.
So I'm going to let her do her baby reading, and I will be back.
Oh, she went go potty?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's going on with the baby. Hi, guys. I can't see your comments. Hi, guys. I'm Nessacary. If you're just coming up in here, hi. All right. Let's see what's going on with the baby. I like him. He actually reposted one of my free games. I do this thing called free game where I just give some little advice. Free game, something that I done learned through an experience. Yeah, he reposted one of my free games one time, so that was dope. So let's see what's going on with the baby. Hey, the baby, what's going on with you? Let's see. All right. Hi guys, I wish I could see, comments and stuff. But make sure you guys go follow me at Nessacary, Nessacary. All right, let's see what's going on with the baby. I'm gonna pull 3 cards first for him. Oh, wow. Okay. So I have the 5 of Cups. And I know you can't really see the cups. I've been out here since it's light and it's dark now. So this is showing a person who felt like they lost everything, a person who felt like they couldn't go on and they just it was all over for them. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is during that time there was able to be a rebirth for him, during the time where he was blackballed or whatever, he had a little time in between this to think about some of his dark ways and think about maybe how he was treating people or who he was becoming. And it was able to give him a real strong shift. So now his mind is in a whole nother place. Now we got the Knight of Wands. So we talking about a person who getting back into their passion. So he's getting back into his passionate space. So I wouldn't be surprised if he back in the studio right now, grinding, trying to figure out what type of deals he got next. The baby, hit me up because I know you need to confirm this for me because I know this is what you got going on.
Yeah.
So this is a person who is getting back into he getting back in his bag. He didn't hop back on the horse. I feel like he got some deals coming. Y'all about to see this soon. Oh yes, we got coins, baby. Coins. Coins. Good things coming for him.
On a song together would actually be really good. I could hear like your guys' voices working really good together with on the right beat.
I need me some shit with some bobbing. Hey, hey, hey. Then we got the Eight of Swords. So
oh, hold on. I just have to give you an idea. Okay. You have to do like your guy, not like a redo, okay, but just the general vibe of like an old like Ashante and Ja Rule type back and forth, like fun little lighthearted kind of summer bop because he needs something that's poppy that's gonna catch on the socials and get the younger crowd going because they're the most forgiving and forgetting.
Oh, I might have a perfect song on deck.
And also, anything that's poppy will get him a larger white audience, and they don't really care too much about, oh, you and your baby mama gone into it because they're like, yeah, whatever. She was probably ghetto too or something.
Hey,
and like over.
They just drunk. They just drunk trying to vibe with it. Just
well,
they
look
ain't care. And when they all at parties, they
Morgan Wallen has been like arrested like 3 times and got caught being racist multiple times. And every time you look at the Billboard charts, he's in the top 10. They don't care. Yeah. So.
That's when you gotta just, and that's another point of finding your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because when you find your tribe, they gonna fuck with you regardless. They know your heart. They know what you meant. They know what you know. They not. They know what you meant.
Who took good advantage of that, and I know people think it's crazy, Tekashi 6ix9ine, because he knew that them Russian kids fucking loved his ass. And he was over there making hella money, selling out freaking stadiums, and those kids
he
were
even flipped his bag. Girl, he even flipped his bag and started just I speak Spanish. He tapped all into like the reggaeton and started girl.
Well, I'm just saying.
He a snitch, but he a smart boy.
When he was, in his, like, right before his Trolls era, because people were trying to drag him and being like, oh, he's doing all these shows in Eastern Europe like a loser and all this, and trying to
a loser
about him. But then, like, somebody came out and they were like, he makes like 5 times as much of doing a show in a stadium over there as he would like doing any of that like in North America. So like he knew like, okay, well if the Russians are fucking with me, then that's where I'm gonna go tour at. And he just kept going out there and like catering to them.
Listen, fuck with who fucks with you.
Is, right?
You gotta fuck with who fucks. You gotta fuck with who fuck with you. You can't be trying to chase no.
Let me tell you guys something, because I know a lot of people in the industry just in general anyways, but I also know a lot of people in the industry who are outside of the North American market, like Europe, the Middle East, that type, Asia. So let me tell you something. North America is actually your smallest audience in entertainment in general anyways. Movie, TV, music, anything that you can consume. Because like when Tom Cruise releases his millionth Mission Impossible, it's gonna do $1 billion, not because of North America, because Japan and China and South Africa are like gonna go nuts and go watch the movie because they're all big fans of his. So if you are trying to make it as an artist, whether independently or otherwise, you are very farsighted to only ever focus on a North American audience, because there's people that I know that like probably not really like that many people in America would even fucking know them outside of like certain circles. They literally fill up soccer stadiums in Europe just playing old songs from 10 years ago and like live like fucking kings over there.
For
Because
real.
one of them I know, like he has the song. I think the song is like 16 years old. It has never gone 1 year without re entering the charts. He's
Damn, what
like
song
broke
is this?
records on the European charts because this song constantly goes viral because people pick up part of it and like put it on a reel and it goes up again. So, but the thing is, they're a far more like forgiving audience too, in the sense of in America. You get to a certain age and it's like, go have a residency in Vegas. And if you're lucky, if you're even lucky to get that, and you get kind of relegated to that. Whereas if you have a really big audience overseas, you can still go pack stadiums and still make a shit fucking ton of money. Whereas in America, they'd probably try to stuff you into the cafeteria that Off Cheat's been performing at. So keep that in mind too, guys, because I do know that some people that watch me and follow me are trying to
So that's
become
your new name for
artists.
Offset, Off the Cheat?
Huh?
Is that your new name for Offset, Off the Cheat?
Yeah, oh, we've been calling him Off Cheat forever.
That threw me. I was like, wait, who?
Oh yeah, and Cardi's Carlos and Yolanda. But I have personal beef with those people and real reasons to not like them in real life. And I'm not just like being a fan and hating on them. I'm like, no, those motherfuckers tried to fuck with me, so it's on site. So that's why like I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Uh, and if I don't like you, I'm not calling you by your name. But I wanted to jump in and just say one other thing about the baby that was coming through from Spirit.
Oh yeah, I got something else for that too. Go ahead.
Spirit, because I have to start wrapping it up too, because I have to do a reading for a client soon. But Spirit was saying, actually, like surprisingly, all of this stuff that happened with Danny Lay changed him, because as bad as he can be, he loves his kids so much. Like that, and that was why, people honestly were so like excited about him at first, because they were like, wow, look at this guy, like he loves his kids. And that's refreshing to see a rapper that's actually like making breakfast for their kids.
Well, that's probably why he got the
right?
Queen of Cups. Queen of
Huh?
Cups. That's probably why he got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Coins.
Oh yeah. So Spirit saying that when Danny got into her, because of course, like he got humbled and had to sit down, because Spirit saying like a lot of his bad behavior was just because like he let the industry pump his head up and it wasn't really even who he is. He was just acting out of his ego and trying to establish himself as like a rock star, and thought he could act like he was Tommy Lee. And it's like, but he can't get away with that. And so Spirit saying that he was in the midst of being humbled and coming up out of it, because he did go through a lot of healing during that period when she got into her DUI situation. And Spirit saying that he realized that at any moment, and I think, didn't Bag's baby mama pass away around the same time too? Because they're saying that he also saw another man who suddenly had to take on full responsibility for their kids. And as much as he's very involved with his kids, he's not the primary caregiver. He still shares them. But there was a real chance that he might have ended up with that baby completely full time. And he started really getting serious about, I need to be a better man if I'm going to have her all the time, because she's really going to see who I am. And I need to get my shit together because if I got to take care of her all by myself because her mom's locked up, then I need to make money to take care of her. And he obviously has other children to support too. And so Spirit seeing that really shocked the hell out of him and spurred a big change in him. So when
Yeah.
he said that renewal and refreshal energy, like the way that Spirit like was making me feel was literally his heart turned over. Like I turned over a whole new leaf and I tapped into a whole different side of me. And surprisingly, it's because he healed his feminine energy, so he no longer has this need to be hateful towards women.
Queen of Cups.
And if you guys saw, there was a whole incident where he went to go film something and stuff started going left and he just walked off.
He don't want no drama.
Start
So he like, I'm cool on
or
the drama.
screaming or anything in Spirit saying it's because he taps into easily, like, because woman energy is obviously going to be like, don't be aggressive, walk away, you know, whereas your male side's going to be like, run up on that motherfucker. So he really healed that feminine side. And I think it was because he realized I'm going to have to be mom and dad if something happens. And obviously, you're a girl dad. He doesn't have any sons, as far as I know. So I think because Spirit keeps talking about it's like when the whole situation happened with him trying to drag Danny out of the bed to kick her out of the house while she was trying to feed the baby, like that didn't register with him. He was just so blacked out at that moment. And even afterwards, it didn't register with him. After all of this stuff happened where he was thinking about, holy shit, I might have to like take care of this baby all by myself, that's when it hit him. That's when he felt so fucking guilty and horrible. He's apologized to her. They had a real deep ass conversation and it helped her heal a lot too. He's very changed, you guys. And honestly, if you saw it, he did a freestyle. I think they were posting on some of the blogs. Like it was to the Go Sexy song. He did a really good job.
Yeah, I commented on that. I was like, hey.
Well, that's why I said, girl, he needs something poppy like that because that's gonna bring him back. If he can't come out aggressive because he needs to rebrand away from being an aggressive guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs something, like I said, that's cute and kind of a love song thing where he's going back and forth with a girl that he likes. You know
somebody who's real good at what they do, like me.
Well, and it doesn't have to be over sexual or anything like that. It could really be like, that's why I said like that more 2000s vibe, because in the 2000s, they weren't like, bend over, I'm going to stick my tongue up your ass the way that they will today. It was, hey girl, can I call you later and take you out?
Yeah, take you out.
So if you do something that's kind of that vibe and it's you guys flirting back and forth, you know, I think that is like cute, because especially too, if you think about it, like we've had other people try to do the whole back and forth thing, but it's always them fighting off cheating Carlos, where, you know, jealousy and getting a divorce. Glorilla and Moneybag Yo that everybody said sounded like two dudes arguing.
I think I didn't hear those songs.
Well, the thing is that, you know, Glow's voice is very deep and Bag's voice sounds very similar to hers if you're only listening to the audio on that song with the way that they like tuned things. So I had to watch the music video to understand whose point of view was going on during the song to understand it. But it was mixed horribly, though. It was better mixed on the video for some reason than it was when I was listening to it on streaming. On streaming, it sounded horrendous. So I think that they tuned his voice weird, and that's why it started sounding like hers when you were listening to it on the streaming thing. But everybody online said it sounded like two men arguing with each other, but it was, I hate my man, I hate my bitch was like literally like the chorus. So it's like, Yeah, that's great. So like,
I gotta hear it now.
something because he needs to be seen as a nice guy. So, I just think like, and I think that you guys would play off of each other really well because you can switch up to match people really good.
I like that.
And I think that you would force him to mix it up a little bit in order to catch up with you too.
I like where you headed with this.
I'm telling you guys, the
I think that
labels
would be definitely dope.
fucking hired me for A&R because they wouldn't be losing money right now if they had.
You probably should get into it, honey.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, because you know what? You got to deal with a whole lot of other shit.
See, a song just with flirting, wouldn't that be a breath of fresh air? Because people want that. I mean,
Yeah,
about
and
it,
the
like,
summer coming, something real cute, summery.
I mean, this is the thing that I think that where a lot of artists miss the boat because I know that it's easy to get caught up in, oh, everybody wants booty and ass songs. But they don't think about the fact that half your fucking audience are grown-ups who have children. So that means that 90% of the time that we're listening to music, we cannot listen to your music because we cannot play that around our kids. So we are going to listen to Celine Dion because at least we're not going to have to worry that she's going to talk about murdering people or anything that is going to make my child and me have to have a very uncomfortable conversation later because he asked me what some weird thing is.
Different topics for different moods,
But it's like you have to understand that like you gotta it's not don't ever make those types of songs, but make sure that you're also making some type of music that your audience can also listen to outside of just that. Otherwise, they forget that you exist if they have to only listen to you sometimes. Easy come, easy go. People forget you real quick.
Balance is the key.
Yep.
Well, all right, girl, I'm out of here.
Thank you for joining us so much.
Thank you for having me. It was fun. I wish I could read the comments when you left. I wanted to read what they were saying.
Oh, well, I put it so that it'll save the chat. Sometimes it takes a couple hours for it to process to see it completely on YouTube.
Okay.
So check back tomorrow, but the live chat should show up. I always try to save the chats because I don't get to respond all the time to all the chats, especially when I have a guest on, but you guys put like such awesome stuff in the chat. So I do go back and like read it later on when I have time. And I'm always like, my people are so smart.
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's information.
Yes, and also Lindsay put all of the links to Nessa's socials in the comments too. You guys, for you to go follow her.
Yes, come to me.
I have to run too, but also make sure you guys follow her on Instagram as well. But thank you so much for joining us, girl. I had a blast.
Thanks, boo. Let's do it again.
Thank you to everybody who did join us as well. You guys were awesome. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. And again, make sure you follow Nessa so you can keep up with everything that she has going on.
Because it's necessary, baby.
Bye, guys.
Bye.